This is the end. I'm drowning around this moment, so overdue I owe them. Swept away I am stolen, for this is the end. I've drowned and dreamt this moment, so overdue I owe them. Swept away I am stolen. Let the sky fall. When it crumbles, we will stand tall.
Make some noise for Allie, man, come on. At Skyfall. Jeez. Skyfall is where we start. 1,000 miles and poles apart. We work a light and days are dark. You may have my number, you can call my, but you never have my heart. Let the sky fall. When it crumbles, we will stand tall. Face it all together. Let the sky fall. When it crumbles, we will stand tall. Face it all together. Skyfall. Where you go, I go.
Oh, there's more.
I'll tell you when.
Where you go, I go. What you see, I see.
I know I'll never be me without the security
of your loving arms, keeping me from harm. Put your hand in my hand and we'll stand. Let the sky fall. When it crumbles, we will stand tall and face it all together. Let the sky fall.
When it crumbles,
Are we here?
We are here.
Hi, Chanda.
We
How are
did.
you?
We made it. Yay. We made
Wow.
it.
Talk about pulling the nails out of your fingers. Oh my God, what a week.
Oh my gosh.
What a week.
That was a funny intro. I love the alien flyby. That was funny because, you know, of course, that's us.
That was sent in, and unfortunately, I didn't recognize the name, and I don't have it queued up. I apologize, but we did put it up. Thank you for sending it in. It was fun. We always like those little shorts and before the show, and
so they're fun.
You help us produce the show when you send it in. First of all, I want to shout out. I just got a coffee from Kate. Thank you for your generous
Kate.
coffee
So
donation,
sweet.
Kate. You are always so generous. Just like last week, you were super generous. And a special shout out to Arim. Arim just helped us out so much this week, and thank you so much, Arim. You don't know how much we appreciate it. It's just amazing. Thank you so much. And I want to get going so we can get the show on the way. Kate's in the house.
Poppin'.
Yeah, Kate's in the house, and Chris Alger is in the house. We've got Popeyes in the house. We have Vic. What's going on, Vic? I keep sending them to Thurston Community Media. I didn't check this week, but they've been posting. Lady Alex, always great to see
Lady
you.
Alex.
What's going on? And we have, if my wife was in here, she could figure out what
I know. I was going to say we need Joey in the chat.
Yeah, we need Joey.
To tell us what's going on.
With a wrench, nobody cares anymore. Nobody seems to care anymore.
I agree.
Anthony, what's going on, Anthony?
Anthony?
Another big supporter of the show. Anthony, you've been with us forever. We love you,
Anthony,
so much. Natalie, another terrific supporter of the show. Natalie, you are doing wonderful here. Thank you so much. Schlotsky's in the house. Lots of hearts back to you. I mean, these two are awesome, and there are only 12 people here. What's going on? Well, hey, that's just us, but we don't want to have to put up the velvet rope. Shanda and I talked about that years ago. We want to keep it nice and small and cozy because we love you guys. You're
we do
so
these
supportive.
shows for our community.
Yeah, we're here.
We're not trying to be YouTube stars. That will never be that.
No way. That's a big responsibility. We just don't have the juice right now. Do anything but be here with you tonight, and that's a big deal. Sequada McCall is in the house. You need to throw
Welcome.
a wrench.
I did throw a wrench.
All
There
right.
was stuff.
Mouse. What's going on, Mouse? Good to see you, Mouse.
Hi, Mouse.
Yeah, Mouse is in the house. Mouse is in the house. What do we got? Kill Your Grey Gross is in the house. Wesley Donison. What's going on,
Wesley,
man?
you
Steve
made it.
G is in the house. And we got, let me
Steve.
see who else we got. I called up Desert Mantis. Good to see you, Desert Mantis. And let me see. Kill Your Grey Ghost. Still there's another one. Jody Havel. Great to see you, Jody. Thanks for all the messages on the side. Jody and I chat throughout the week or the month and stuff. It's always a pleasure. If anybody else wants to chat, just throw me out a message in the Twitter. I will do
You
my
don't want
best.
me as your geometry teacher.
Yeah, I know. Let me see. Did I miss anybody? I don't think. Yeah, there's a wrench for Sequata.
They're the
McCall.
blue that I had last week.
Fred Edward, what's going on, Network Meister? Good to see you.
Fred.
And Nilo Nostrum is in the house. Love that name. That is such a great name.
Is it Nilo or Nihilo?
Nihilo. Nihilo. I think you said it right. I bollocksed that one.
Maybe I've been saying it wrong this whole time.
No,
I don't know.
Nihilo. Is it Nihilo? Make sure we get it right. Nihilo.
God.
I butcher names.
Tell
I
us who's got it right.
Yeah.
Fred Edwards, Third Eye Carnival in Nashville, April 4th through 6th. Yes, I know so many of you are going. I'm so excited for you.
Barbara, good to see you, Barbara. Hi back to you, Barbara. Big claps. Let me see. Who else do we have in here? I think I got him. We don't have
Did you get
Rockfin
everybody?
anymore. Yeah, we don't have Rockfin, so I don't know.
Says, LOL, nobody knows. Who knows? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We got Ozzy hanging out over at the trailer park along with P Stuff, who's going to watch in a little while because they're working. But the Rumble is a rockin' tonight. Let me tell you who's hanging out on the Rumble. We got Birdhouse Blues along with Spirit of the Age and Go Start and La 68 and Arrow Waves. Mr. Worthless Eater and Snow Himbo. Hey, Snow Himbo. Good to see you. What's up? And thank you everybody who's migrated over to the Rumble since Rockfin abruptly gave us the fucking boot after we collected 15.2k followers over there and gave them free content for 5 years. They just fucking booted us with no warning, no explanation, no nothing.
Talk about kicking us when we're down, Chanda. They get the record.
Rockfin has
Jesus
been
Christ.
aborted. Yes,
Wow.
they have been aborted. We have been aborted.
Wow. But of course,
aborted
please
us.
support our sisters and brothers over there that are still wreaking
Go watch
havoc.
them on Rumble.
Yeah, watch them on
you can
Rumble.
Catch them on
you know.
Rumble. Watch them on
Yeah.
Rumble. I
Yeah,
mean,
watch
not
it-
that I
watch-
support any of these platforms that are owned by,
Peter Thiel.
Peter Thiel or fucking Google and,
All the rest
come on.
of them. As
The
usual,
rest
we
of them,
are
yeah.
fair use, and we are on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
use.
We're on 7 platforms tonight. We are on Twitch. We're on Kick.
I'm on.
We are on X. We are on Rumble, of course, and then we're on 4 YouTubes.
Elon?
4 YouTubes that we can get taken down tonight, Chanda. We have the opportunity to get
Nice.
kicked off of 4
But you know what's
YouTubes.
fun is when they take us down on 1 or 2 of them, but they don't take us down on all of them. Like that's
Wow, they
always
can't keep
fun.
up with
Like,
us. Yeah,
the
and
algorithm can't keep chasing us. Yeah. That's
yeah,
what it
if you
does.
guys can, go over to Trailer Park Pundit. We're live over there tonight, too. And
Make
we,
sure you
we-
follow me.
Yeah, please, let's get her numbers up there. She's just got to get over 1,000, and then she can get a little bit of
Yeah, I have
change.
444 because they keep taking my followers away because I've been sick and then I don't do a show for 2 weeks and then they take 50 followers away. You know how it goes. They
Yeah.
penalize you when you take time off on YouTube.
Yeah, they do. They like to.
Whatever.
Again, YouTube likes kicking everybody when they're down too. And Patreon, I promise I will get that Patreon banner fixed. We have Patreons up behind us, but the whole list of everybody
We love our
that has given
Patreon.
us anything over the last 5 years is on that main
Yes.
banner and then some. So yes, we are over there. Thanks again so much for your support. We seriously
Hey, Nat. I see you.
appreciate it. And there's my
There's the
computer.
pop up.
There's a pop-up, yeah, and there is coffee, and that's PayPal for you, right, on yours, Trailer Park Pundit. And
no, I think that's a buy me a coffee. I have buy me a coffee.
Are they both
too.
buy me a coffees? I hope so. I think I made that
so.
for you. I made that for you, didn't I? Yeah, I think I
I
did.
think so.
I think I did. I think I did.
Pretty sure.
Shanda, there was a shaker this week, a big one.
I know, and you know what? There was a new moon. So, okay, they happen during new moons and full moons. And there's this guy that predicted, remember the World Series earthquake and then the Nisqually
I was watching
earthquake?
it. Yeah.
Okay, well, there's this guy who worked, I want to say for like the Sacramento, he was part of the weather thing. Anyways, he kept predicting these earthquakes. And finally, the government went to him and said, quit predicting these earthquakes. You're freaking people out. But he said they'd always happen during a new moon or a full moon. And I'll be damned if yesterday was not a new moon. I went and looked and I was like, oh my God. I think he's right. It has something to do with the moon.
Yeah,
what a coinky-dink.
Sacramento B. Yeah, I think that's where it's at there. So yeah, it was.
Yeah, look at some of these videos. I mean, okay,
7.7. Yeah,
these videos are crazy. I brought you guys a couple of them.
Okay.
You brought this one, I think.
Yeah, I think I brought this one, but yeah, and that is water. And there were people in the pools.
Rooftop pools. What the fuck? I will never swim in a rooftop pool. Yeah, no, I'm not going over the side. No,
there were a couple that froze in those pools, and that if it would have been a little bit more, they would have been tossed out with the water.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of video from inside these pools, and
it was
no,
scary.
But you know what shocks me is the people that don't freak out that they're 70 floors up during an earthquake. They grab their phone and decide to go walk out on the balcony and videotape this shit. That's what floors me. Like,
yeah,
really?
Yeah, you gotta get that selfie, man. Get that selfie of you flying off a building.
There is no fear. It's stupidity. It's not because they're fearless. It's just straight up fucking stupidity.
Yeah, it's the people that get out to pet the bears at the park.
That right there. Now, I brought more video of that. That is a construction site where
that was not completed.
40 some workers are missing, and I've got a couple of different videos of that one coming up.
Yeah, that was pretty spooky. Let me see.
So it hit what? It hit like Myanmar. It hit Thailand, Bangkok. It was in multiple places. It hit in Asia.
It's rocked Cambodia. Ooh, look at that! Wow.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So yeah, I brought that footage.
Shades of the World Trade Center coming down.
Right.
But that was not completed, so that's kind of what happens. Now we've got this one right here. You brought the.
This is looking out on a pool.
Yeah. Wow. And that's a rooftop, right? Rooftop swimming pool.
God, I've always been scared of these damn rooftop pools. Is it just me? Like infinity pool? Like I don't want to go over the edge, man.
Somebody said that Final Destination had a pool in it that went bye, I guess. I didn't see that. Yeah, it was pretty wild.
I've never seen a Final Destination pool scene. What?
I've
seen all the Final Destinations. I love those movies. Come on, they terrified us, a whole generation.
I can't take it. It too stresses me out too much. And you brought...
Okay, so this is that construction site. Look at the workers running.
Yeah. Blows it right off the back.
And they were buried in the rebar. I didn't even bring you the videos of them trapped under the rebar, like them screaming for help and needing pulled out, but they've got rebar just, oh my gosh, so bad.
Yeah, check out these railroad tracks right here. The earthquake was so powerful, it warped the railroad tracks.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
That's crazy.
Makes sense. I mean, well, I was down in California when they had that big one back in 1980 nothing, and the ground was tumbling so hard, and it wasn't even nearly as big as this one. It would make you raise your feet up like this. It was like you were running in place. It was so scary. So scary. It's terrible. Terrible. But that's the railroad tracks. Now I'm going to take us off so they can see this one too. And this one... right here.
That building again.
Yeah, it's a different view of that one building that you showed.
Yeah, there
Wow.
was lots of views of that building.
Yeah, there's more video coming out if you want to see more destruction and crazy shit. I don't know if there's a death count yet. I'm not really interested.
No, I haven't heard one. I heard there was 43 that were missing in that one building. Of course, I didn't bring that crane video. I know you saw it where the crane worker gets.
How about the two buildings that were connected that had the breezeway
the
across?
Sky Bridge? Yeah, that one
broke
was
apart.
terrifying.
Oh Jesus, that was terrible. And you wanted to bring this as an example of what's real and what's Memorex or what?
Yeah. So this is real. This was aftermath of the quake. This is what it did. It ripped the earth literally in half right here. That's crazy.
Really? That's from Miramar?
Yeah. And it goes for miles.
Wow. Holy poo-poo.
That's pretty deep, too.
Yeah. It's reminiscent of some of those sinkholes we've seen.
It reminds me of the disaster movies that we see that come out of Hollywood, you know?
Well, you don't hear about a 7.7, and some people say it was like an 8.
Yeah.
I just...
Yeah, I've heard a couple of different numbers, 7.7, 7.6.
Well, what's this thing next to us?
Okay, so this one keeps going around, and this is the problem. During every disaster on X, you get a shit ton of videos that are either AI generated or they're from other disasters. Now, this one's been going around, and it's not real. This is AI generated. It looks pretty bad, right? I mean, it looks like Gaza. Let's be fucking honest.
Yeah, it looks like a movie clip. I mean, yeah.
That was AI generated, but people are, pushing it off as, oh, that was the earthquake.
Beware.
Not real.
Beware the AI.
Beware of what you're looking at. Don't buy
I
everything you see.
Some of us here, not me, absolutely abhor AI because it's been weaponized already.
Everything's AI. Did you see how it took over this week? Everybody's been AI'd and cartooned. I mean, we've been doing that for 5 years, so I'm not that impressed. You and I have been playing around with AI for a long time.
Yeah, we do it for show production, and it's mostly refaces. It's just refaces, and now I'm using it for the magic thumbnail because it looks good with it. They're just avatars.
Right.
You see what Chanda and I actually look like. We're not trying to we're not airbrushing ourselves in real time. we actually look like this. But I am losing.
Oz, give me a filter. What the hell?
No, I'm losing quite a bit of weight as of lately. And Chanda,
so
you look great for what you're going through. You look fantastic. So yeah, but those avatars are us. They're a caricature of our facial features. So don't think that we're trying to airbrush us into a cover of GQ or something else. So that's not.
Nah, I have my days. Believe me.
Yeah,
most days I feel like I look like Eddie Munster, and it takes a lot of makeup and fake hair to get to where I'm at right now.
Yeah, we're only human like everybody else, and we don't purport to be anything special. But I am, like I said, I would like to get down to the weight that I have on some of those.
Get down to fighting weight.
Yeah. What's this behind me? What is this?
I had to replace this last minute. So the fighting oligarchies and paying no attention to the oligarch behind the curtain. Of course, that would be George Soros. But George Soros is not the one in control anymore. It's his son, Alex. Come on, let's get this shit right. Yeah. If we're going to do it right.
Yeah. It's Alec. I had to bring Margaret Kimberly this week. I know that many of you follow her. Bernie Sanders and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez are trying to re-engage disaffected voters who are rightly disengaged from the Democratic Party. Big rallies can't hide the fact that fighting the oligarchy tour leads misguided people back to the oligarchy. And that is only if you're foolish enough to do it, and we're not. And I've run into a couple of different problems with this. I'll come out and I'll educate people and give them my opinion and stuff, and I'm try to be nice and reserved and everything else, but they come at me like we're in a battle and it's blue team, red team, and you're just MAGA. No, but What you can use these rallies for is to organize internally and get on the right page. Screw Bernie and AOC. They are not leaders. You can't lead anybody when you belong to a party. And Bernie says, "Oh, I'm independent." Bullshit. He's been caucusing with the Democrats.
He's never been independent.
Never been independent.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're just yanking his chain to get him
I
out
used
there.
to tell people that stupid shit. Like, he's an independent. He's not a Democrat. I'm here to tell you, as somebody who spent thousands of dollars chasing Bernie around the fucking country trying to preach his message, that he's a fucking Democrat.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And the message is the same as this campaign stump. Medicare for all, the working class, minimum wage, all that stuff. Well, fine. But until I see Democrat leadership scumbags get out there and preach the same gospel, I'm not even going to pay too much attention to it.
Well, and when they come at me with the whole Trump bullshit, you know what I say?
What?
Well, if the Democrats wouldn't have ripped Bernie off in 2016, we wouldn't even be talking about Trump right now.
Yeah, we wouldn't be. It'd be a different kettle of fish. And if you would have put Hillary Clinton in there, there'd probably be World War III already. So.
Oh God, we would have been at war years ago.
It is what it is. Really not possible to point out this loudly enough. When your media is behind your movement, you aren't the resistance, No. So don't fall for it. Hey, Chanda, guess who called me?
It's funny because they used to never show Bernie Sanders on CNN or MSNBC,
they had him
but all of a sudden now they feature him. Who called you today, Oz? Tell me.
The Democrats called me. They want me to run for local office.
No.
Boy, did you get a wrong number. Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow. I was polite. I told them, I said, I will never vote for a Democrat again. I have gone full independent forever.
Real independent.
And if you think I'm going to vote for the Republicans, no, not them either. We need to get rid of the duopoly. And as much as I agree with people who are on the other side of whatever fucking fence we're standing on these days, we agree on at least 80% of the issues. My neighbors, very conservative, but we agree on 80. So I'm going to reach out to them on that 80% of the issues we agree on and work with them on that. The other stuff we can hash out later, but the big stuff, Social Security, Medicare, anti-war, censorship, all that stuff, sounds like they're on the same page. Yeah. So talk to your neighbors. Don't shun them. Don't be like the Democrats or the Republicans.
So many things that we agree on.
Be the person you are and the better person of everything. What do we have next? I'm trying to find.
Oh, this is some Act Blue Bernie propaganda that they put out this week. I just thought I'd share it with you if you hadn't seen it.
Oh, joy. Not.
What you're doing here in Tucson impacts not only Arizona. The whole world is watching.
So they're watching. What is anybody going to do about it?
Do we have the guts to stand up to Trumpism and oligarchy and authoritarianism? We say yes.
You don't even have to play the whole thing.
They have the wealth. They got all the money in the world. They got the media.
They got all the money in the world.
Yeah, it is vomit-worthy, and what you're doing is almost as bad because what you're doing is you're doing your same campaign stump. But all this is Novocaine for all these people in the crowd. Instead
all
of
the Trump belly aching people,
Chanda and I, what we would do, we would say, "Hey, Bernie, stand right here. We're going to bring up Worker Strike Back. We're going to have Shama Sawant.
Let's bring Shama Sawant out here."
And for Washington State, we're going to bring up the Medicare for All, the whole Washington. We're going to have those people up there. We're going to have the people from the people up on stage. We're not going to be politicians bloviating about shit that we've been talking about forever, which, in fact, Bernie has not got any of that shit to pass. Matter of fact, Bernie has voted for the weapons bill. He won't call genocide. He has been horrible on all these foreign issues.
He won't even support this shit that he talks about.
And he doesn't even support
the people. Get to the fucking ground and take to the streets. He won't support us on the fucking ground. He won't support us in the legislation. How many times have we had local bills at the state level that Bernie did not come out and support? What about the Medicare for All marches that he refused to fucking acknowledge? I mean,
wouldn't even acknowledge them.
That were spurred on by his rhetoric, and then he refused to support us because the Democrats would not be happy with it. So, I'm over it. And, as far as this crowd goes, I don't know who this guy is on this clip. I have a feeling he is a Democratic pundit, probably a plant would be my guess, over on YouTube, because he's got over 1 million followers. But so Elon tweeted out some data that they supposedly collected on these rallies. And of course, the Democrats are calling it total bullshit, that there's no way that they collected this type of data. So just listen to this minute and a half of what he has to say. And then we're going to talk about the reality of the fact that they are tracking us and they are collecting our data. And I don't think it's bullshit. Exactly.
Big time.
You might think that you've seen pathetic before. I can assure you that not until you see what Elon Musk just posted about Bernie Sanders and AOC have you truly experienced pathetic. So to set the stage, Bernie and AOC have been drawing record crowds on their Stop Oligarchy tour. Take a look at this video from their latest rally in Denver, where a staggering 34,000 people showed up. In fact, Bernie is drawing bigger crowds now than when he ran for president, and bigger crowds than Trump drew when he held rallies in the same venues. And given the fact that these rallies have focused on stopping oligarchy, as the name of the tour aptly suggests, it would lend itself to reason that one person who would find this especially insulting would be the Republican Party's darling oligarch himself, Elon Musk. Now comes the fun part. Elon is so desperate to try and discredit this grassroots movement that this is the tweet he decided to throw his lot in with and amplify. That massive Bernie Sanders and AOC rally in Denver, turns out it wasn't as grassroots as advertised. Despite claims of 34,000 attendees, GPS data analysis reveals that the real number was closer to 20,000, still big, but not record-breaking. More revealing, a whopping 84% of those devices had shown up at 9 or more other protests, including Antifa, BLM events, pro-Hamas, and pro-Palestinian demonstrations, and Kamala Harris campaign stops. Over 30% had attended 20 or more. Data analysts say the crowd was anything but organic. The majority were tied to activist networks like Disruption Project, Indivisible, Democratic Socialists of America, Rise and Resist, and Troublemakers, all reportedly funded by Act Blue, and some receiving backing via USAID. Optics over authenticity, the playbook hasn't changed, just the targets. Source, Zero Hedge, Tony Saruga. And Elon quote tweeted this and wrote, "The Dems just move around the same group of paid protesters."
Okay, so that guy goes on for the next fucking 20 minutes about how there's no way who got this data. Nobody's collecting this data. There's no way that he could know this shit. Bullshit. Bullshit. You all are walking around with the phone in your fucking pocket. Of course they can track the GPS. Of course they know if these have been at other fucking protests. Okay, so right there I'm like, that's bullshit, because I've seen it with my own two eyes. I have been on the ground at these fucking events, and you see these groups get bussed in. They have a shit ton of money behind them. They've all got matching fucking t-shirts and little stickers, and they give you phone cases and bags and bumper stickers and shit. And I would absolutely believe that these people have been at 9 or more fucking different Act Blue events, because guess what? The grassroots, they're done. We came out for Bernie Sanders. We came out for Bernie Sanders for 10 fucking years, and he did nothing. So most of us, I just don't see that there's that much grassroots support that's just coming out of the woodwork now to get behind Bernie Sanders, who's not running for anything, who doesn't have any fucking bills anywhere that they're trying to pass, who doesn't have any control in the House or the fucking Senate. And really, it's just a flashy, look at us, we hate Trump fucking campaign.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's like this meme here says, making sure you don't go anywhere. They are controlled opposition, and they're investing heavily in this controlled opposition, because look at the ad she just showed you. They're throwing a bunch of money out there. The only thing this is good for is to show who they're not supporting, like Workers Strike Back and Shama Sawant and that group, and all the independent healthcare advocates from all the states. All the states. Yeah. No anti-war, pro-peace people go up there. Nothing. It's a couple of politicians, and they bring on their hand-picked whoever from that local jurisdiction to sock puppet them up
Jasmine
there.
Crockett's or whatever her
don't
name
even,
is.
Don't even. But
again, that woman.
Use it for the tool it can be to help organize. And believe me, you go in these crowds, because I used to do it, you can spot the ones that are bussed in. They're not very good at hiding themselves. They're like one of those patriot guys that come out and march every once. They're feds, so much.
And most of them actually don't even like Bernie.
Yeah,
they hated Bernie for the last 10 fucking years.
Yeah, absolutely. You brought this. You brought this, me.
Progressive principles until we eventually endorse Gavin Newsom. Yeah,
Oh,
that's what's
God.
coming.
Let
Or
me
Harris.
Puke. Oh, my God. Gavin Newsom, there is no way in hell he could win a legitimate election. I mean, him and his cabal have basically destroyed
There's no
California.
Democrat that can win
None.
a
There's
legitimate election. They
Jeffries?
have nobody.
Are you-
That's
yeah.
why they've got these two out there. They hate these two, right?
Yep,
They
yep.
shit on them any other fucking day of the week. But right now they have nothing in the Democratic Party that can rile the people up. So they sent these two sheepdogs out there.
And
to
they're
get us
going
all
to have those
worked up.
sheepdogs out there until it gets closer to the election cycles, and they're going to start throwing potential candidates out there to join them on stage. That's how
the
they're
Tim
promoting.
Kaines and
Yeah.
the waltzes.
The
yeah,
waltz-
the
yeah.
ones we've never heard of before.
Give me
that
a
are
break.
terrible.
You know,
Yeah.
you guys, just do your research. Don't buy it. Go fully independent. Get out of these parties, either one. Sisters and brothers, either party, get out,
Right.
go independent. That if you take it away from them, that's the best way to beat them. So once again, you
I've
know,
been saying
we're in
for
the
years.
biggest fight of our lifetime, and I know you've heard that again, but it's an ongoing fight. Now you brought Nancy Pelosi
Sandy.
2.0. Sandy.
Yeah. Sandy. What does Sandy have to say?
Shout out to my fellow radicals in the United States who believe crazy things like a full-time job should be enough for you to live, and also, you know, believe in crazy radical things like if you kill someone, there shouldn't be impunity. And also who believe really crazy radical things like you should get a stimulus check without having to bail out a corporation for it, or that you should get a stimulus check without your employer, you know, if you work for one of these huge conglomerate employers, sending you into harm's way and being completely immune from any accountability for that. You know, shout out to my fellow radicals who think that, you know, we should live in a humane, advanced society, and that we shouldn't be under the thumb.
But I won't
of a
actually
$7
support
minimum
that when it
wage
comes down
and,
to it.
You know,
Yeah.
racist systems.
Where's she been for 4
Because
years?
I don't know, because that just benefits whoever the people are in power to already be in power.
Oh, look, she's
So,
selling
you
her
know,
merch.
Yeah, she's
Shout
got her
out to my
shirt.
radicals who
got her shirt.
think that maybe
Buy
one
my
way that we can
merch.
deal with a lot of the shortfall that we have is to do things like legalize marijuana and tax the
Legalize
college that
marijuana.
fund our
There's a
schools.
talking
Or,
point.
I don't
Yeah.
know, tax the rich. Maybe
all
we
the
can
money to the
tax
cops.
The rich, so that people who have
Mirror
helipads
your
on their
camera.
house or near their
You're
house,
speaking
you know,
to
chip in
hundreds of thousands of
for
people.
Black
Mirror
school districts
your
that are perpetually
camera.
underfunded. How about we
Jesus.
do that?
Jeez. Mirror the camera. I didn't do
Oh, my
that. I
God.
could have fixed that, but I didn't. Because
No,
she
don't
should have
fix
fixed it. You know, I don't know what the hell's going on. You brought this one
Yeah.
too. What's this? Is this another? Oh yeah, that's
Original Idiot Disney remake. Yeah.
not impressed.
Disney's always got to remake everything, right?
Not impressed. And honestly, I have criticisms and all sides of it. Now you brought. This is James Dore. You brought.
I did bring a couple of Jimmy Doors today, but Jimmy had James Corbett on.
Yeah,
and
I used to bring the
have
Corbett
been
Report all the time. Yeah.
I've been a Corbett Report supporter for many, many years. I want to say 10 years I've been watching James
Yeah,
Corbett. Sign up for his email. You get his email. It's right there. You can click it every week. I love it. So
They took
It was
him
good
down
Jimmy
on
had him on.
YouTube. We were bringing him on the
Oh.
show back when we started.
he got kicked off YouTube in the first wave of frickin' censorship. But he's going to tell you a little bit about BlackRock, what they own now.
Is it a new game? So she's right about that. The Democrats are now the party of the rich, and it's flipped to where
They
workers
are.
are voting for Donald Trump, and not because Donald Trump has done anything to actually
No.
look out for them, but because they've got nowhere else to go. And Donald Trump
Nope.
actually offers them rhetorically an alternative to the Democrats, but he doesn't in substance offer them an alternative to the Democrats. And that's what you talk about in this book, right?
Essentially, yes. And I think you're right. She got a lot right there, including it's all performance art. I'll just extend that, to both sides of the bird of prey. Both wings of the bird of prey are attached to the same
what
bird of
we always
prey,
say.
and they are preying on you. And just as an example of
Yeah.
that, I mean, for example, hey, we're taking back the Panama Canal, America first, yay, yay, yay.
Who did they
Wait,
give it
who-
to?
Whatever.
Yeah, who was behind that deal? Who got on the phone with Trump in his first days in office to say, hey guys, let's do this, let's cut a deal here. Oh, Larry Fink, about BlackRock.
BlackRock.
BlackRock!
Yay, BlackRock took over the Panama
BlackRock
Canal.
So
the
we didn't take it
Panama
over.
Canal.
We didn't take it over. The United States, the people, the workers, they gave it to BlackRock.
They gave it to BlackRock.
Are we shocked?
No, we're not shocked.
We're not shocked.
This is the game.
We called that shit.
You know, once again, I'm going to say it again. I said it last week. People say, oh, I avoid talking about religion and politics. You better get off that. You better come out with
every week on politics.
Yeah, I mean, you better be engaged, because unless you are engaged, you won't understand what the hell's coming around to bite you in the ass. And that's all I can say. If you can't handle it, that's one thing. But if you have the intestinal fortitude and you can approach it without getting all that bad juice flowing in your head, like when you watch Gaza get destroyed, you know, just
now Yemen,
you know, everything else. Now you brought. I watched this segment with Kim.
I watched the whole thing. It was a great, you know. Okay, so Ian Carroll. We all know who Ian Carroll is, right? We've talked about him many times.
Sure do. Yeah.
TikTok extraordinaire. He's a mammy. Mainstream alternative media. And he was talking. He went on Joe Rogan, and he was talking about Whitney Webb's book, "One Nation Under Blackmail," which I've read. You guys, you know, you guys know I'm a huge Whitney fan. Anyways, Whitney wants to make it clear that she never said Epstein was Mossad. I mean, I think that's the whole reason she's kind of doing this little tour and doing these shows. But that's not the clip I brought. But that's really what her and Kim talk about the whole time, basically, is that he was a part, or he was associated with Israeli military assets, right? It wasn't so much Mossad as it was more the military. So I think this is just the opening. I just brought us a little clip.
Yeah, no, and I love listening to Whitney, but I have a hell of a time keeping up with her, and I do have an IQ over 90. So
it was a hard time. Let me tell you, reading her book, Oz, it's a mind melt. I am an intelligent person. I know what's going on in the world. I understand, you know, it's a mind melt. Like, I literally gave it to my friend like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I said, here, you have a crack at it for a while. There's so much to ingest, and she really is one of the best researchers of our era. She really is.
She is. And honestly, it's so much easier reading like Thomas Frank, Listen Liberal. It's easier, but Whitney is just, she's so cerebral with everything she does. It's amazing.
So meaty. It's so hard to consume.
Joining us now is one of the best journalists and researchers of our generation, the author of One Nation Under Blackmail, Whitney Webb. Whitney, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thanks, Kim. That's very flattering. I'm happy to be here.
It's true.
Well, you are. The truth is the truth. And Whitney, I speak the truth. And you are one of the best researchers and journalists of our generation, for sure.
Thanks.
Speaking of which, recently, Ian Carroll was on Joe Rogan. And he mentioned you. And this made a lot of, there was he talked about you. He then went to social media and talked about you. And you clarified some things that you felt like were not represented correctly in that obviously very widely seen interview on Joe Rogan, which I don't know why you haven't been on Joe Rogan, quite honestly.
Yeah,
I have too much for him.
Hey, Joe, get Whitney on.
Yeah.
If there's somebody to be, what do you think? Do you want to share why you think you haven't been on?
She's
sure.
been on Value
I know that he's quite cozy, really, to a lot of the big tech bros that have lined up in recent months with the current administration, and some of them have been critical for a long time. Sort of the Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, more broadly the PayPal mafia network, obviously very associated with
Jimmy Dore.
The UFC network that's owned by Ari Emanuel, and some of those figures that I've been pretty critical of in the past. So I would assume, it's sort of related to that, because a lot of the people that he's tended to have on, at least lately, tend to be pretty much across the board very supportive of PayPal mafia involvement, intimate involvement in government. And I am not. So,
and I am not.
I would assume it's somewhere along those lines, but I'm not necessarily involved in those decisions, and I don't know if I'd necessarily blame Rogan personally either, who's been actually rather complimentary of my work and has mentioned it several times on his show. But ultimately, very large podcasts like that have people that are involved with guest booking, for example, and may make decisions that Rogan isn't necessary, or turn down guests that Rogan might want to have on. I mean, who knows?
We can say that about some of the people that we've watched from time to time in the
Yeah.
past too. They won't bring
Right.
certain people on.
Yeah.
Because for one reason or the other, one of them is that she's so smart, kind of make you look a little silly. So,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
No, I didn't watch the
So
whole
come on, Joe
interview.
Rogan, step up.
Yeah, Joe Rogan needs. Come on, buddy. And thank you for complimenting her.
Jimmy took it on the chin when she called him out for being kissing ass to
Peter's
the
heel.
PayPal Mafia,
Yeah.
and I fucking loved it. I loved every minute.
Yeah, well,
of
she
it.
was a little subtle and classy about it. She didn't
She
like
was.
break
She was
it off
very
in his
classy about
eye
it, and
socket.
Jimmy pushed back, kind of classy about it. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
so
yeah,
they
but
behaved.
what are we
but-
supposed to do? Right? Yeah.
This is a joke. You did bring this. This is from the.
No,
Onion,
this
right?
isn't a joke. This isn't a joke. Harris is widely favored to lead the Dems in 2028 poll show.
No. No.
Come on, let's give her another $100 billion or some shit.
No, that's
Come on,
no,
come on.
no. That's $1.5 billion was enough for her. She needs to sit that
Aw,
out.
$1.5 billion
And
is that all
don't
we
bother
did?
running.
I know.
for
I still
governor
love
of
Jimmy
California.
too. I'm not shit talking Jimmy, guys.
No, we're
just-
not shit talking Jimmy. I'd have a conversation.
Truth is the
with him.
truth.
Yeah, but we all have our moments. I mean, I'm sure you can find places where we defer or we've been inaccurate on, but we try.
We're
to-
on Rumble. We're hypocrites too. I mean,
Yeah.
Well,
we don't get
that's all I'm
paid.
pointing out.
we use
We
the
don't get
platform.
paid. We don't have a
We use the
contract with
platform.
them. But that's all.
Yeah, you brought a Sabby Sabs here, and of
Sabby
course,
says, yeah.
Of
Go
course,
ahead.
he would name 2 Zionists to run for president. Go ahead, let them run and lose. So, yeah, Sabby, I tend to agree with you on this one. Here we go.
This is a
Mark
case study,
Penn,
QB.
2 questions and one for you. You are more of a moderate Democrat. You saw what was about to happen in November. Having interviewed you a lot over the years, I knew that you knew what I knew, and what was likely going to occur, which was the election of Donald Trump.
Sean Hannity's a fun
You were part of the era of big government is over, the end of welfare as we know it. Has your party become radicalized? If there are moderates that you think are in the party besides John Fetterman,
First of all, we're going to have to see what happens in the next presidential primary. I know right now, after this defeat, the Democratic Party is leaderless. And AOC and Bernie Sanders are going around, and they're trying to, I think, take the party even further to the left when the evidence is the problem of the party is too far to the left for America. It's got to get back to the center if it ever hopes to get back into government. I think that's the most important lesson here. It's not happening. Jasmine Crockett, AOC, move over. There's a new act in town, a new person who can raise money, a new person who kind of adds to
but
the
you're
show
not
of the
answering
left.
my question.
Social media popularity is not the same.
All right, we saw groupthink at the president's joint speech before Congress, right? They held up their bingo cards. They wouldn't stand for moms that lost their children. They wouldn't stand for a young man that beat cancer. I talked a lot about that. The Democrats, they took a stand in the Senate. They are championing the right of men to play women's sports. They're standing for the rights of illegals over the safety of Americans. So my question is, give me names. Who would you say is a moderate Democrat today? As many people as you can think of.
I would have liked to have seen. Look, I would definitely like to have seen Josh Shapiro as someone who I thought Harris should have named as vice president. I think he could be a very good centrist candidate.
Okay, I'm talking about Washington. Who in Washington? All right, that's a fair answer. Do you have any others?
Well, it's a small list right now.
They even have to admit it's a small list.
I wasn't a gotcha question. I like you too much to set you up like that. But, I mean, the answer is they've gone radical left. And that is the full base of the party. I don't even think Josh Shapiro would have a shot at winning the nomination, to be honest.
Oh, my God.
You know what? Mark
That's
Penn,
so bad.
he's up Harris's butt. The guy's worth $100 million.
Right.
And Sean Hannity, all he did was put out, neoconservative talking points. So,
Radical left. Yeah, they're so radical.
What's
left.
radical? What's radical about your Social Security and not all these wars and military bases?
Minimum wage.
And
fair wage, affordable
wages,
housing.
cost of living, all that shit. What the hell's
So
radical
radical.
about that? These guys they're
Yeah.
out of their mind. Those pieces are almost worthless. I don't know what to say anymore. But point in fact here, I want to play this, and this is Brett Cooper. Now she was, I think she was working with what's his name, the guy that talks the Daily, whatever the hell it was. But down in the bottom here, I don't know if you can see it. There were 4 times that the Democrats could have codified Roe versus Wade. They could have done it under Carter. They could have done it under Clinton. They could have done it under Obama, and they could have done it with a majority under Joe Biden if they would have tried hard enough. But hell no. They need that as a...
They need it to run on every 4 years.
Yeah, that's their fundraiser, man. And they're even we don't have it anymore, they're going to run out. Oh, we got to get it back. So donate. We got to
get it back. Yeah.
But Beth Cooper, you know, I don't frequent her, but this was a clip that was tossed in somebody's face, and actually there isn't much I can disagree with here. What do you think, Chanda? Here we go.
And so Democrats, the point is that your rebrands are a bust. They are failing because you are trying to manufacture authenticity and pander to voters who see right through you. It's not just the conservatives who are mocking you and saying this is not working. It is your own people who are calling you out more than us. This is why you lost power. This is why you are actively, consistently losing your own party. Conservatives laugh at you. Your base is betrayed by you, and it helps none of the people that you were actually elected to represent, which at the end of the day is the most important part of your job. The most important part of your job is not starting podcasts. It's not getting media hits. It's not getting more money from lobbyists. It's representing the people who put you in office. And you seem to forget that. So all in all, if they want any chance at power in the next couple of years, the next 4 years, they must make a change.
Yeah.
They don't care. They didn't forget it. They don't fucking care. That's the point. Yeah.
I mean, you know,
that was cute, but she doesn't get it either. She doesn't get it because
no, that's her job.
They do that shit on purpose.
She's the one that's making the money by doing the conservative position on podcasts and everything else. We know. Now she's just as annoying as some of the left idiots. You brought something to give us a little laugh here. Is that what this is?
A little Misha. Yeah, Misha's doing some funnies.
Misha. Here we go. Misha.
Do you suffer from both powerlessness and rage at the mere thought of your government's corrupt spending? Does watching your tax dollars go toward egregious expenditures trigger shock and abdominal upset? Give that stomach ulcer a break and ask your doctor about fast-acting Doge. Fast-acting Doge targets federal programs for what it considers wasteful spending so you can get back to feeling good about being conned. Users have reported instant relief while reading Doge's wall of receipts showcasing efficiency victories and billions saved. Side effects of fast-acting Doge include changes in behavior, an increase in the Pentagon budget, disruptions to Social Security benefits, more money allocated for war in the Middle East, utter despair, and anal leakage. So turn that frown upside down and then back again. Join millions of Americans experiencing temporary relief. Try fast-acting Doge today.
Of course.
The anal leakage.
Yeah, that's my favorite one. Promoting all the bullshit while stealthily they go behind and they rip everything apart so they can fund all their bullshit. It's really fun. And you know what? You never trust a politician, no matter what side of the line they're on. They're all liars. You brought this.
The mouth is moving, they're lying. Let's see. I just thought this was funny. Raised the bar, failed the bar, worked at the bar, lived at the bar, can't spell the bar, should be behind bars.
I'm all for it. And you got this one here. What is this?
Oh, okay. So this is our Tesla. We have a Tesla segment. So these are the delusional Tesla supporters. Here you go.
You got to be kidding me.
Oh, you're going to love this one. It's a ditty little tune.
He gave us cars that drive so fast, made rockets built to blast. Oh, thank you, Elon Musk. He took over Twitter's reign. He saved free speech for all, eliminating woke pain.
This is so stupid.
Dying here.
Is he Jesus?
Let's occupy Mars.
Let's occupy Mars. Oh my God. Yes, it's got to be the biggest joke I've seen. Yeah, Lady Alex.
It's like he's Jesus or something.
You're like gay. You're like gay.
I bet she borrowed that Tesla.
Make it stop!
Kill me now.
The pain.
Talk about anal leakage.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because the season's Italian.
Oh my God.
It's taxes, fraud, so solid it means. Corruption won't stay.
Oh my God.
And don't saving USA. So here's to you, our tech tycoon, saving Earth and Mars real soon. Thank you, Elon Musk. One more kid,
Oh my God.
Thank you, Elon Musk.
Is that a serious ad or is that satire?
No, that wasn't satire. That is how fucking demented these people are. I mean, you think he was Jesus Christ by that, and I just...
Oh my God, we are
I can't wait for the
doomed.
Neuralink. I can't wait for the totalitarian state. Yeah, keep having more kids. Eugenics populates the earth. I hate to break it to them, but when the eugenics kicks in, most of them ain't going to make it.
I need some bleach to wash my eyeballs out with,
I
and
know.
I need
I
ice
did that
picks
to
to
all
get
of
it out
you.
of my ears.
That was
It's
painful.
terrible.
I know. I apologize.
Oh,
I
that
do.
was rough.
But this will make
Shannon.
you laugh. This is an attack on a Tesla in Texarkana, because we love Texarkana. I've been there.
Oh,
It's
here
a
we
little
go.
bit Texas. It's a little bit Arkansas.
They ran into.
There's so many things wrong with this. Okay, his gas tank's up front, for one. What if it would have blown up?
That
Well,
actually.
and here's
That actually happened to
Yeah.
me once. I was on a on a riding lawnmower and the transmission messed up, and I kept ramming the side of my van, which I couldn't. Fortunately, somebody was there to help turn it off. I thought I was gonna. I thought I was
I'm
gonna
helping.
die.
That's funny. You thought you were gonna die. You just kept ramming your van. I can
kept
picture
ramming my
that
van.
too.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I don't understand these people that keep attacking Teslas all over the country. Don't they understand that there's video cameras apparently on the sides of Teslas, because we see all the video footage of it, and
that should be a little suspect in itself, Chanda.
Shouldn't it be a little suspect in itself? Okay, we got to talk RFK, guys, because there's something big coming down the pike this week on RFK Jr. So he did a little pushing back and a little taking over of HHS this week, and he pushed against Big Pharma. And he said he was going to make America healthy again. And guess what? There is a sex scandal that is going to rock RFK Jr. hard this week. It's already rolling out. I know, I'm sure some of you have already seen it, but we might even get dick pics. I'm not even kidding. Anyways, here he is over on News Nation with Chris Como, Fredo. And they're talking about how Elon is.
So you have to bear the burden of some of the Doge rhetoric and recoil. So when people hear cuts now, they worry about delivery of services because there's an open question as to whether or not at least Elon Musk cares about any of the people who get served by these agencies. So when it comes to your agency, Bobby, which, as you said, is a sprawling one, how do you give confidence to all of the individuals and parents and families that need the services that you provide, and they hear they're going to be cuts?
We're not going to cut services. We're not going to cut Medicaid. We're not going to cut Medicare. We're going to continue. We're going to provide services, but more efficiently. We have, thanks to Elon, and by the way, what Elon did with our agency is going to help our agency. So I'm very grateful to him for, he came in for the first time with a real org chart for the agency. The agency org chart when I arrived was incomprehensible. There was no chain of command.
Only
where
Elon
people
could have done
operating
that.
in all these different silos and fiefdoms, and they were so
Nobody else in the
territorial
whole
and so
entire United
self-serving.
States that could have
And
got it
they were
working
selling
better.
patient information to each other. So I tried to get the CMS patient information, which belongs to the American people and belongs to
This is fucked
HHS.
up.
And the sub-agencies said we have to buy it from them. And it doesn't make any sense. There are sub-agencies that refuse to give us patient data. This is depersonalized data. And we need to make America healthy again. What Elon is doing is he's using AI to improve health, to improve efficiency, to improve delivery.
That's going to work out
He had a bunch of geniuses come over to the department, create an org chart that work, and consolidate. We have many divisions that are doing the exact same thing. We need to consolidate them and give them a sense of mission, to invite them to participate in making our country healthier again.
Okay, so Jimmy Dore did a 20-minute rant about how awesome this was and how, he's taking on the vaccine injured and he's taking on big pharma and, whatever. I agree. What the hell are they doing selling our data back and forth between departments within departments? Like, that's bullshit, whatever. But the Democrats did not like this, or the oligarchs that control them. And now there is a huge sex scandal that's going to come out. And, we've known that RFK Jr. has had a sex addiction. He's been very outspoken about it over the years, binders of women, that type of thing. But apparently they've got some dirt on him and they've been blackmailing him this whole time. Hence why he's been out there with Shmuley being, the pro-war candidate for freaking Israel. And they're going to let the blackmail material loose now. Now, this just goes back to Epstein and the fact that they have dirt on all of these people. And when they want to take you out because you actually are doing something to
throw
help
out
the people,
a sex
they will
scandal,
take you out. Yeah, exactly. So we're going to watch that unfold this week. And of course, I'll cover it, whatever, as it comes undone. But it's coming.
I've been watching, the conversations back and forth. And some people say it's not a big deal. He's a Zionist piece of shit anyway. No, it is a big deal. It is a big deal in the sense of, once again, you have to be involved to know what you're talking about. And this is, unfortunately, what we have to deal with on the regular. Now, did you bring this?
He was one of the very few people that was just doing the slightest little bit for the American people.
You brought you brought this shit, right? I didn't bring this.
Oh, okay. So the signal thing. Yeah, the Trump administration accidentally texted me its war plans. Of course, this is the Atlantic. Of course, there was a signal group out there, and the war plans for Yemen got sent out to multiple different people that are like journalists and shit.
Everybody's losing their shit about that. Yeah, they're losing their shit about this. I do want to point out something though, Chanda. You see that name above your head, that Jeffrey Goldberg?
Yeah. Jeffrey Goldberg's a Zionist piece of fucking total dog shit.
He was a prison guard in one of their damn prisons back in...
He went and volunteered for the IDF, as an American citizen. I mean, this guy couldn't be any more embedded in freaking the Mossad IDF.
We need to get a Wipey award like we have for the New York Times, where the Atlantic comes on a roll of toilet paper. Just like the rest of them. You can't believe any of this garbage.
Well, and so what do you think about all the warships that we've sent to the Red Sea? Because we give a shit about what's going on in the Red Sea. And that even said that in those signal correspondence that, what do we care for? Only 3% of our shipping goes through there. Well, we care because Israel. That's why we care.
Yeah,
right?
we're Israel's bitch in this whole thing. So.
Yep.
And that's the way it is. I did add one picture. Speaking of that, to this, you brought this meme here.
You guys have a group chat? Yeah, somebody left Elon out of the group chat. He's not happy.
Yeah, and then I brought Benji with "I want you to die for Israel." So yeah, that's
he does.
That's what they're going to. That's what they're pushing for, and honestly, they're having a little trouble over in the UK with this, and I'm sure it's going to migrate here sooner than later. You brought this funny. This is a funny.
Dad, where's Yemen? Why? My group chat says we're going to strike at midnight.
Oh, God. What's going on with this? What's this all about? Do we remember?
I don't remember.
Okay, I'm going to pull the trigger.
Let's pull the trigger. It's Foreign Relations Committee.
If that's Huckabee, he ain't looking so good.
It says Mike Huckabee. I think that is Mike Huckabee.
Israel, in many ways, is a
It is.
reflection of our own
Mr.
heritage
Grifter.
and history. It is the Judeo-Christian law
Yeah, he's stumping for Israel.
that there is a right and that there is a wrong, upon which all of Western civilization is built, but certainly our system of government.
Oh, good Lord.
There is no country across the globe that more mirrors our own struggle and our own level of democracy.
Is he
than
gonna
does the state
cry?
of Israel. And it's one of the reasons that it is a natural ally.
Oh, my God.
The spiritual connections between your
They're
church,
genocidal, and so
mine,
are we. Yeah.
many churches in America, Jewish congregations, to the state of Israel, is because we ultimately are people of the book. We believe the Bible. And therefore, that connection is not geopolitical.
The
It is
schmuck is
also
compromised.
spiritual.
I agree.
And to ignore that, to deny that, would be to make it very difficult for us to ever
I don't think
understand
Americans buy this.
how
Only
to go
4%
forward
of Americans
in a
go to fucking
relationship
church
with them.
anymore. I don't think we're buying this crap
Ladies
anymore.
and gentlemen, I present you the proverbial Christian Zionist, Mike Huckabee.
Yeah. I just don't think Americans are buying anymore. I think a lot of Americans are too scared to push back against it because they don't want to be called anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
And they don't want to be targeted because we see people are getting taken by a hooded Gestapo this
Well, yeah,
week.
the
I
UK,
mean,
they're putting people in jail.
they're doing it in the United States.
Yeah, well, they're
I
deporting.
watched a really good who was it? It was Max Blumenthal and somebody this morning. But anyways, yeah, it's just fucking terrible. But I think Americans are scared. I don't think that there's this unwavering support for Israel. I just think Americans are too scared to stand up to it,
I
or they're
understand.
brainwashed by the Trump freaking
Yeah.
administration.
Yeah, we still have Russophobia.
Yeah,
Amazing.
well, it's been
So much
inbred into us. It's
Russophobia.
That's all we've been taught our whole life is
Yeah.
that and pro-Zionists.
Yeah,
stand,
yeah.
so.
I was watching something with Joey the other night, and Russia was the evil one.
The
And
bad
I'm saying-
guy, yeah,
I
they're
said,
always the
Joey,
bad
it's
guy.
just the opposite. It's not. They aren't the bad guys.
Yeah,
in this,
right.
In
It's
this
either
situation.
jihadists or freaking Russia. That's the bad
Yeah,
guy
I've
always.
got
Or
a-
sometimes China. Sometimes they throw China in there as a bad
I've
guy.
got a friend of mine who's got it so bad, and I just, we're so damn moldy that I just don't even want to get into it. I don't want to lose our friendship over that contentious point, but he's so wrong.
I hear
I
you.
feel bad.
I have
And-
family members that I just don't go there with. Hey, Chris Foster, it's
Chris,
awful
what's
early
up?
for you.
What's going
What's
on,
up?
Chris? Chris, have they arrested you yet for free speech violation? Or
Yeah. You better hide behind your stairs when they come for
yeah,
you.
get in the staircase, Brody. You brought Mick. Mick, what's Mick saying
Mick.
here?
Mick's just
Mick?
dropping the truth like he always does.
All right, let's hear what Mick's got to say.
أمريكا ولاية إرهابية وتمارس الإرهاب والوحشية في الآخرين والجيش الأمريكي لا يقوم بتطبيق القانون واحترامه تماما كإسرائيل.
I didn't
No,
understand.
well, when
it.
I watched it the first time, for some reason, I didn't hear the dub over, but whatever.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I didn't understand.
He was just calling us Zionists. So,
Yeah, stuff we already know. I did modify
Yeah.
this slide a little bit. I just want to point that out. Democrats destroy the country, people elect Republicans. Republicans destroy the country, people elect Democrats. That's the grift, guys. That's the grift. That's how
Over
it's been
and
working all
over
my
again.
life. All my life. We have been walking backwards forever. So here we go.
We're
What is-
moonwalking. Jilly sent me this one. This one's sad. That's sad.
Good.
Thanks,
Megan.
Jilly, though.
Thanks, Billy.
All your armies, all your fighters,
all your tanks and all your soldiers against the boy holding a stone.
standing there, all alone.
In his eyes, I see the sun.
In his smile, I see the moon.
And I wonder, I only wonder,
Who is weak and who is strong? Who is right and who is wrong?
And I wish, I only wish,
That the truth has a tongue.
We are a small, brave nation who are going to fight to the last drop of blood to put justice for ourselves after the world failed in giving it to us.
Who was assassinated in 1972. Yep. Yeah, it doesn't matter who what nationality, what creed, what religion. We've gone off the deep end as far as sanity planetarily, and we've been off
killing
that.
Kids. We don't care.
We've been off that, and
Innocent.
I'm sure that a lot of you, all of you in the chat would agree. We've gone insane ever since, I would say, the Industrial Revolution, and before that, in other myriads of ways.
Well, yeah, before that too.
It's just been horrible, and it's getting worse all the time. And of
we
course,
deserve a big asteroid.
You brought one of my favorite musicians.
Well, this is awesome. I thought you would love this. So Scottish
love
singer Annie Lennox has donated handwritten lyrics from her 1983 Eurythmics hit Sweet Dreams, $100,000 to charity auction, raising money for Gaza.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
And Annie's
love
fantastic.
Her.
She's a humanitarian.
Look like her right now.
Yeah, you do.
I do look like her right
your
now
hair
without
is
my
about
hair on.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm such a fan. I've got magazine articles and I've got concert memorabilia from her. And just to show you that I'm not kidding, how much of a fan, she was born on December 25th, 1955. And
well, we closed with her last weekend.
Yes, we did. We did. We closed with Why and Sweet Dreams Are Made of These.
Yes,
and
we did.
This is a very timely.
Love Annie, and I love that she's doing this. And what a hell of an outspoken fighter! I love it.
Well, the Hadid sisters are standing up too. No matter what their careers, I know they can probably afford to weather it. But geez. That takes guts.
Not really. They've lost a lot of contracts from what I've heard. So I'm proud of the younger generation who is standing up. The students of Columbia, the students in these universities that are being treated with Gestapo tactics that we've seen from the Trump and the Biden administration. Because you can't say Biden wasn't doing the same shit.
Oh, he was. And you know what? Don't give me this shit about you're supporting the terrorists. No. I'm supporting free speech. And I just happen to agree with that particular type of free speech. I would fight for your free speech too. So just remember that. You brought Fee here. What's Fee got?
I did bring Fee. Fee says, we have a rebranding. If you want the truth, that's what's happening. Plus human trafficking. We have a rebranding. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement is now Israel Censorship Enforcement.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Nails
that's exactly what it is, Fee. And that is a mock-up. That's not a real sign. But it's true. And talking about censorship, I alluded to it a few clips back. Police arrest parents who complained about daughter's primary school in WhatsApp group. So you can't say anything in the UK without possibly, and this was in Essex, without the possibility of getting arrested. They're under this authoritarian regime and you can't speak out negatively. So free speech. Chris Foster, you could probably support this or call it out as not being true, but I hear they're rounding up people that give the government shit about anything these days. So there is no free speech in the UK anymore. Is there, Chris? Can you let the chat know since you are there? And
we've been covering that for a while now.
Yeah, so just so you know, that's what's going on. And you brought this one.
More Americans are turning to living in their cars. Dozens of parking lots have opened up across the country for working people who can't afford a car but not rent. Most of them are Amazon workers. Yeah,
and
right.
I've noticed here, I haven't seen as many people living in Walmart parking lots.
Because they're not letting them. They're running them out. That policy of you can sleep in Walmart, they've kind of lifted that from what I understand.
Well, just the garbage bill alone probably ran them out of there because it's expensive. And that's a silly thing to fixate on, but garbage rates have doubled in Washington State in the last 2 years.
No,
garbage rates. Just like
that and water rates.
Everything's insane.
Yep.
Don't tell me that prices are going down. And yes, I did see Walmart had a bay of eggs at $4.59 a dozen. Went over to Grocery Outlet, they were $7.99. That's just a come on. That's a lost leader with the eggs at Walmart, so don't fall for it. And
I've got mass farmers around me selling them for $7 a dozen, $8 a dozen. You know what's they're fed? They're fed in the backyard by good food, and fuck buying Walmart eggs.
We're going to start selling them too, and you know why?
There you go.
You know we are. We're going to sell them for $7 a dozen.
That $7 is bound to go on price from the farm eggs.
You know how we're going to do it? We're going to stand out with a hand sign, eggs for sale. Honest to God, this is what we're going to do. We're going to have a sign in our hand. We're going to put our lawn chairs out there and just have a sign, because you know how my setup is there. People can go right in there. They can toss us $7 and we'll give them eggs. Free, so that's
all of my people have like little huts that they have like little coolers, or they have little fridges in, and some of them you can contact on Facebook and they'll put them out in when they know you're coming.
I would too, but I know that people will just pull over and buy them to make that human connection, and we don't have that many. We'll probably be able to do it once a week with about 4 or 5 dozen, and believe me, it's not to make a profit. Chicken feed, even though Joey augments it and makes her own, is over $20.
Right, feed them scraps too.
Yeah, we feed them anything we can that's not toxic,
Right.
But we're just trying to
chicken
supplement
and cocaine.
We're trying to supplement that. You brought Mr. Dorr again here. What's this all about?
Feed your chickens chicken and cocaine. This is just makes sense. Jemmy making sense about bases around the world. I mean, this is shocking how many bases we have around the world.
Over 800, maybe 1,000 that we know of.
Yeah,
these are all the military bases the United States has around the world. No other country has this. Just the United States has this. Nobody else does this. China, Russia, they don't have bases all over the world. Who does? We do, because that's how capitalism ends up. You have to use a gun to keep it going, and you have to become fascist. And this is why our country is going down the shitter, and we're ending like all great empires end. We're overextending militarily while we won't take care of our own people at home. That's where your money's going, because your government is 100% corrupt. Not regular corrupt. It's 100% corrupt.
It is.
This is called corruption. Do you see this? Do you know what this is called?
This is how Rome
called
died.
$1 trillion a year in corruption, because that's all this is. These people are there, these military bases are there to make sure American corporations can extract natural resources from these places. Look at all the bases we have outside of China.
Yep.
Look at this. Here comes South America, Central
This is
America.
not new.
Look at that.
This is
Can you imagine
common
if China
knowledge.
had these many bases in South and Central America or anywhere?
Yeah, right.
Can you imagine if China had all these bases in the Middle
China
East? Imagine-
gives people shit when they go to their places, like when they build them a port or something. Like the country benefits from
China
what it
reinvests
offers.
everything. China reinvests.
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
country.
When we go there, we just fuck them over, steal their land, and do terrible
it's
things while we're
common
there.
knowledge, but they keep fucking with Social Security and Medicare. They're going to lose their defense budget because they're going to get rid of all of them one way or another. I mean, they think they can get away with it. I don't think they can. No matter how much Russophobia or, any jihad or any of that bullshit, I don't think they can sustain
we have a baby boomer retiring population. Come for their Social Security and see what fucking happens. That's that's all I got to say.
And the Medicare.
But that's why they're trying to kill you all off so damn fast.
Yeah.
Gen Xers, we're never going to see our Social Security. Fuck that. That's never happening.
Speaking of eggs.
This is Russia. This is Russia. You see how much they are in Russia? $1.30. Yeah.
They didn't have bird flu, huh?
Apparently bird flu didn't make it there. That's just crazy. Oh, but with sanctions, we're going to slap more sanctions on you. Maybe we'll sanction their eggs and their chickens. I've been watching all these TikTokers and YouTubers that are in Russia, and they'll go to what they call the cantina for lunch.
Yeah.
And they'll go to a huge buffet, get these mass meals, and it's like $5. I'm like, you go to McDonald's and order an unhealthy, nasty fucking sandwich, and it's $15 fucking. Like,
Yeah.
You get real food in Russia for $5. Like,
yeah, we don't patronize McDonald's anymore because of X, Y, and Z.
Who does?
Who does?
Yeah, right.
Give them bread and circuses, and they will never. What does that say? They will never revolt. Yeah, no.
That's right.
You take away their Social Security and Medicare, and raise the price of groceries and housing.
Then they'll think about it.
Then they'll, yeah. Well, they're gonna revolt, and we've got it.
Just don't fuck with their Netflix. If you shut their Netflix off, then they're really gonna revolt.
Yeah, shut that off first. I'm not. Yeah, get them off the couch. Get them off the couch. What do you got? This you brought? I brought this. I think I brought this. It's Jack's page.
Luigi?
Yeah, Jack's page. What did Jack say here? This is Luigi Mangione's legal defense fund surpassed 22,000 individual donations, raising more than $750,000 on December 10th. Mangione shot and killed. What the hell? That is just so wrong. And Jack says, what's going on with RT these days? They should be sued for this headline where they declare Luigi guilty before he's even had his trial. I've seen a few sus things from RT lately, and yeah, I have too. And maybe those are planted articles by somebody other than RT to discredit RT, or RT's fucking up, or whatever.
RT's fucking up because that video that I brought you of the earthquake that was AI generated, RT tweeted that shit out too. So somebody is not doing their fucking due diligence over at RT, which sucks because we used to be able to trust RT, but don't trust any media.
Yeah, so whatever, but don't trust any of the media. Do your own research. Talk to people you trust. What is this? Big Pharma targeted in Eastern Kentucky?
Here's just a little ditty that we actually will enjoy. We didn't enjoy the last one about Elon, but this one's pretty accurate.
Okay, here we go.
Big Pharma targeted Eastern Kentucky. This is the story.
It was, hey doc, there's a thing in my knee. Been working underground since '83. Doctor said I got you the remedy. It'll kill that pain real quick, trust me. Didn't take long, half the town was on it. Didn't ask questions, no, we just popped them. Doctors getting fat from raking in kickbacks. All happened so fast. One man's crank is another man's paycheck. Our expense at our expense. Forget the coal mines, they hit a gold mine. Hooked us on 6 feet of side effects. Like a wolf dressed in sheep's clothes. The devil wore a lab coat.
I always said my drug dealer wore a lab coat. I've always fucking said that. And it wasn't just Kentucky. It was West Virginia. It was everywhere. I mean, they got us even on the West Coast. So Big Pharma got rich. Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks, Democrats. You've spent my lunch money, my allowance, my inheritance, 35 years of future paychecks, and my retirement. Now you want to stop Doge from stopping the wasted abuse? Your assholes. That is funny. That is hilarious.
That is funny.
Yeah, let's just not just say Democrats. Thank you, fucking politicians, for running this country into the ground.
Oligarchs, fucking politicians, billionaires.
All of you.
Yeah.
Everybody,
lobbyists. Fucking.
Don't walk. Run from both parties. Become independent and start talking to your neighbors, please. Please. You brought this?
I was told that the people who got the COVID vaccine would be all dead by now.
Yeah. Well.
Who didn't get it, right? Or who got it?
Told
who
the
got
people
the COVID
who got the
vaccine
COVID
would be all dead.
Would all be dead by now.
Well, you can put that either kind of way, right?
Yeah,
the people who didn't get it supposedly were going to die too. So
yeah, that's safe and effective stuff. That doesn't fly that much these days.
Propaganda either way.
And you got this when you realize.
I think you brought this one. I just blew it up for you.
Yeah, when you realize that the two most profitable businesses are war and illness, it's easy to understand what's going on. Well, hell yeah, and that's why I brought it, and I'm glad you blew it up because I put it up there.
One of my Facebook friends reached out to me yesterday and sent me an article about the dangers of chemotherapy. And it has so many bad side effects. We all know that, right? And you guys know I did my research before. I had no choice but to take chemo.
You had to do it.
And I had to, but and like I said to her, I sent her a message. I said, it really sucks to understand that you're being poisoned and that it's a for-profit system, but you have no choice when you need the help, right? So it's a fine line that you're walking of not believing them, but needing medicine. And if you deny the medicine and say, no, I'm not going to take it, then they won't do blood work for you anymore. They won't do scans for you anymore. You're basically on your own, go away and die.
Yeah, they blackmail you into doing it.
They blackmail you basically to where you have to kind of walk this fine line of lying to them, doing homeopathic, it's a crazy place to be in. And yeah, they're killing us all with poisons. And
yes, they are. And
it's scary place
in addition to the poisons in your food, your water, and your air.
Yeah, exactly.
You brought this?
Raise your hand if you believe absolutely nothing the government and mainstream media tell you.
That would be me.
Yeah. I don't believe a damn word they tell me.
I don't believe a damn word of it either. And this one, I just put this together because I didn't have a cream of bullshit. All these networks are pro-illegal war publicists working for the global oligarchy. And I'd like to see Bernie say something about that. And then you have Caitlin Collins there, who is just horrible on the level of Rachel Maddow, the true enemies of truth in news. And that would be all of these paid teleprompter readers and all of these networks. And believe me, there's plenty more, but these are the core ones. And yes, Fox is in there too. I could have put News Nation. I could have put a lot of the conservative ones in there, but you guys get the picture. So, ABC's...
Well, and everybody's moving away from these guys, Oz. They're moving to the mainstream alternative media, the mammies, like we've been calling them for the last couple of years.
Yeah,
you've got your talking pundits now that are supposedly independent that are over on Rumble and Rockfin, the Russell Brands, we know who they are. That are taking over for these guys.
And they're just an interim because a lot of those guys are flim-flam people too. They're no good. NBC stands for nothing but crap. CBS is crap broadcasting station. CNN is crap news network. MSNBC is more shitty newscasters broadcasting crap, and always ABC is always broadcasting crap. I thought that nailed it. That was perfect. And you brought, is this Melissa?
Yeah, I'm Melissa over at True Stream Media. So technology has gone too far, man. My roommate is logged out of his light bulbs because he forgot his passwords. And Melissa says, when someone says we're living in the most technological advanced time in human history.
Yeah, no shit. You
Don't get logged out of your light bulbs, man. It'll screw you.
What is this?
Oh, this is okay. So this is the future of AI. So AI not only is reading the entire internet and collecting all of the data. I mean, we know AI is taking over, but now they're scanning books into it as fast as they can. So even the books that are in print, AI is getting all the books.
So they're scanning them all.
Yeah, they're scanning all the books that are not on the internet or not digital formatted, so that way they can program AI.
Library of
Congress. So it's going to have it all. I mean, the future's bright, man. So bright, you got to wear shades.
Well, there's another slippery slope for you. What is this?
This is China. This is a billboard in China. Check this out.
Oh, no. I'm scared. What the hell?
I'm sorry. I would freak out if that thing was coming out. I mean,
that's a holographic billboard?
Yeah.
Holy
China's
crap.
so advanced compared to us.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and here's to your point. This one made me sick this week when I saw this. China, bullet trains, high-speed trains, and USA, trains that are freaking falling apart. They're understaffed on the trains, and if they had the high-speed bullet trains, they wouldn't need the staff. But no, they have not invested in our infrastructure. It's all those trillions of dollars going into war.
Yeah, all those bases around the world, and you can't have a fucking train that goes coast to coast. But you know what? Canada has some nice trains. That's shocking. I was shocked when I saw how nice some of the trains that Canada had was. Like, why can't we have anything fucking nice? Oh no, we're gonna get some tunnels thanks to Elon. Is that even happening? I thought they cut that plan.
We're working at the behest of Israel and other oligarchic interests. You brought this.
We warned you not to give your DNA to any of these assholes, but millions of people's DNA is up for sale. Yeah, bye-bye. 23andMe goes bankrupt. Customers urged to consider deleting their data after genetic testing company collapses. Too late. They already sold and gave your info away.
Got it.
DARPA's got it.
DARPA's got it. What's this?
Do you know what's in your coffee creamer?
Yeah, I do.
Everybody buys that Coffee Mate coffee creamer. I'm guilty. I drink this shit. I know it.
I don't. I quit drinking.
I don't drink the sugar one. I drink the sugar-free one, which is worse, I'm sure.
I found out about, 10 years ago, and I said, that's it for me. Here we go.
Do you know what's actually in this coffee creamer that you're drinking every morning? This is the #1 selling coffee creamer in the US, but what is actually in it? Let's find out. For ingredients, we have water, 315 grams of sugar, canola and soybean oil, micellar, casein, mono and diglycerides, natural and artificial
Way to wake
flavors,
up every morning.
cellulose gum, dipotassium phosphate, last but not least, carrageenan. They market this as non-dairy, cholesterol-free, and gluten-free, which is technically true, but calling it a creamer is maybe a bit of a stretch. If I was to rename it to what it actually is, I would probably call it sugary oil water with added preservatives and essence of cream. Yum.
I can't afford the expensive, good, clean shit. I have to drink that nasty shit, and it sucks.
No, don't drink it, Chanda. Don't drink it.
I know.
Wean yourself off of it.
Don't do it. I brought that just to try to talk myself out of drinking it tomorrow morning.
Well, I can work on that for you. I can tell you all the gross things. I just brought this to demonstrate.
What is this?
JD, this is what happens. Well, I digress. Just watch it, and then I'll tell you real quick what it is.
Resorts World Las Vegas will pay the second highest fine ever handed down by Nevada gaming regulators. The Nevada Gaming Commission levied a $10.5 million fine against Resorts World and its parent company, Genting Berhad. The approved settlement between the casino and regulators follows a 2024 complaint by the Gaming Control Board stemming from the property's anti-money laundering compliance failures. According to the terms of the settlement, Resorts World and Genting do not admit or deny the allegations contained in the complaint.
They don't admit or
Nobody's going to jail, and $10.5 million, they could probably go pull that out of one of their games.
Oh, they could skim that right off the top. Yeah, exactly.
It's the same thing that they do to the banks. They find them, and they just write it off, and nobody goes to jail. And they're doing it.
Vegas is dying.
Well, yeah, they are dying.
America doesn't have the money to go play in the desert playland anymore.
We're wrong.
We're done.
We are collapsing. Yes, it's true. But I just brought that to demonstrate how shitty and how corrupt everything is. That is $10.5 million is chump change. And to a bank, it's worse than chump change.
Right.
You brought
it's a slap on the wrist for sure. Liberals in 2030. This is the truth.
That was great when you saw that. And this is Washington State. Yeah.
Oh, welcome to Taxington, the evergreen state. Yeah, that's exactly what we are. The Democrats are trying to pass a new tax bill for us. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that, and God help them if they do. We have the worst tax system, most expensive in the country right here.
We do. One of the most expensive in the country. I think New York might be the second to us, but I don't know how we afford to live in this state, Oz. I just don't.
We don't. I told Joey, grow everything that you can eat outside. We got 2 plum trees.
That's what I'm doing. I went out in the yard for the first time today, and my chives came back. I've got some volunteer garlic that came back, some radishes. I've got to get my seeds started, but it's a little colder up here, so it's okay that I start my seeds a little bit later.
We got Joey's been starting them in the greenhouse for the last month, and we're planting like there's no tomorrow because I told her you're not going to be able to go to the grocery store pretty soon.
I know.
to get anything.
I'm going to do a lot of nightshade stuff, a lot of squashes, a lot of tomatoes.
Yeah.
That stuff grows good up here. But it's hard for me because the cancer is in my spine, or it's so bending over and digging really gets to me. So I just have to do it slow. I've kind of set myself up a little station where I can just sit and kind of do one pot at a time, because I do a lot of pot growing. So
have you noticed there have been uber numbers of recalls this week again? Frito-Lay chips sold in 13 states, including Ohio, recalled. I don't know why they said including Ohio.
Why?
Well, because there's bad shit in them or stuff that's mismarked on the label. But guys, listen up. From my prostate cancer diagnosis, I learned that putting that spicy, highly processed shit, running it through your body, can help lead to prostate cancer. So you might think about that too. So throw the chips away.
Leads to all cancers.
Yeah, it's all
we're just the cancer twins.
We're all we're the dynamic duo of cancer, and we're not happy about it, but we're owning it.
And sent me a bunch of mushroom coffee stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just chatting. I'm answering the chat. Sorry.
We are at our Hollywood. Stick around, guys. We have a great outro. Lexington Lab Band had done a couple this week that were exceptional. And I know I promised you Alan Parsons, but they didn't cut it with one of the songs. So I only had one, and I'm going to wait till I can get two. But anyway, Hollywood, go fuck yourself. Shanda, you brought a Snow White review here.
Snow White and the 7 audience members. Yeah. Snow White took a big fucking take. And I kind of feel bad for her because she is outspoken for Palestine. And that's part of the reason that Hollywood has attacked her and tanked this movie. But the other part is that Disney totally took a big shit on the whole Snow White story and got rid of a prince and, made it about female empowerment and the whole woke bullshit. And then you have her attitude. She just has kind of this
not to mention
arrogant attitude.
Not to mention the IOF soldier Gal Gadot, who needs some acting classes.
Oh, God, yeah. Her dogging on her for sure.
Yeah.
So,
and
I don't know. Disney's got nothing good.
And yes, parole denied for Yolanda Saldivar, who shot Selena in the back several times. I'm glad.
Good. I hope she never gets out. I hope this happened in 1995. I want to say is when this happened. She was her fan club leader of her fan club.
Yeah.
She had been skimming money and got caught, and she was going to get fired. So she killed this rising, Latino star. It's very sad.
And you brought this?
Katy Perry divides fans after addressing wild conspiracy theory that she is John Benet Ramsey. she is not John Benet Ramsey. So. But guess what, Oz? I'm going to see Katy Perry. I'm taking Hunter for her very first concert in July, I want to say, in Seattle with my daughter to see Katy Perry. I'll let you guys know about the satistic stage routine when I get
her
there.
Satanic stuff, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's normalize not giving a fuck about celebrities. And Chelsea Handler says she shared drugs with everyone at the Oscar after party, but was not irresponsible about it.
Yeah, she microdosed everybody. Yeah, she gave a little bit of a microdose mushroom to everybody. Oh, good time was had by all. It's okay if Hollywood shares their drugs. Oh, Aunt Trina's in the chat. Good to see you, my Aunt Trina.
Hi,
Shandy, you look beautiful. Oh, thank you. I'm feeling okay. I got out in the sun today. I've been meaning to send you a text and tell you I'm hanging in there. Just been busy and tired. So thank you so much for joining us, Aunt Trina.
I did Stoner Corner again, and here we are. I did, and here we are. Weekend forecast, smoking weed with no chance of giving a fuck. I wish I could, but I can't, so I won't. Be honest, would you try marijuana mayonnaise?
Ew.
And we've got a party platter there. Looks pretty inviting. Happy Saturday, and it's got the gang, Scooby, Fred, Popeye, and the Simpsons there, and they're just having a gay old time.
Popeye.
And then there's Bong World, and that's the new water slides at Bong World. It's a hell of funny how quickly the FDA approved a vaccine for a coronavirus, but still need more research on cannabis.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, they're coming after Kratom. They're coming for Kratom. They're doing the very first addiction research study to see if Kratom is addictive. And I'll absolutely tell you 100% it's addictive. So that's not good, because now all the legislators are going to get a hold of it and try to shut it down after it saved millions of opiate addicted Americans' lives for the last 10 years.
Well, they better not shut it down, because that's helping the tax base that they're trying to increase. And marijuana users are 6 times more likely to have a heart attack, according to a new study. I'm not buying that bullshit.
Well, don't buy studies. 70% of studies are funded by billionaires or by the industries that are against them. So don't, especially if it's in People Magazine.
People Magazine, yeah, that's like,
they're so full of shit.
There was, what was that newspaper that used to be around? That's gone now. The same damn thing, but. Anyway,
the National Enquirer.
No, it was actually
the Sun?
Nationwide. I don't know what the hell it was. It was an actual
I'm gonna
newspaper.
keep guessing.
Anyway, in being timely with earthquake, here is a mechanism that you can have in your home if you want to protect yourself against an earthquake. I don't know how well it'll work, but check it out.
Yeah, no. So does it just automatically go on its own when it starts shaking? Do you have a button? I have questions.
Yeah, it's probably got a filament in it. But there's food and water and everything else, so you can die slowly.
So you can die slowly, trapped in a box. Yeah, no,
trapped
I think
in a
I'm
box.
good. Especially when the roof collapses on you and you're buried in it. Like, no,
no, I don't think so. And we are at Beam Alley. We are almost out of here, and we are right.
Wow,
on time.
we're a little ahead of time today, but that's okay.
And let me see. You brought these. Did I bring these? You brought those. I don't know. We share a brain.
You brought these.
We share a brain. Democrats when Bernie Sanders run against them in the primary, and that's the Werewolf of London. And then Democrats when Trump and Elon do a fascist coup. And health tip, don't take health advice from people who think the world is overpopulated. I think that's probably a good idea.
Or that sound like Kermit the Frog and never finished college. American Werewolf in London, for the record, scared the shit out of me. That was a scary-ass movie.
That was back in the day when I still liked horror movies. There are 4 types of people you will meet in your life. The people who try to free the slaves, the slave masters, the people who have no idea they're slaves, and the people who like being slaves. Which one are you, Chanda?
I think I want to be put back in the Matrix. I don't know.
I've
been free for a while. It sucks, so put me back in the Matrix.
Yeah, I think that's the only choice I can make, too.
I think that's the only choice you have nowadays.
I think it is the only choice you have these days. Since we're talking about healthy things, back in the day, they did something with tallow, and I've heard some bad shit about tallow lately because it isn't the tallow that they had back when we were kids. But then McDonald's fries, potatoes, beef tallow. I used to go into McDonald's and I was in awe because they'd have the potatoes, they'd dump them in the peeler, then they would take them and they would cut them into fries and drop them into the tallow. Or
no way. They didn't come in a frozen bag?
No, they were actually potatoes they peeled at the store. And now potatoes, vegetable oil, canola oil, corn oil, soybean oil, hydrogenated soybean oil, natural beef flavor, wheat and milk derivatives, dextrose, sodium acidic phosphate to maintain color, salt, natural beef flavor, contains hydrogenated wheat and hydrogenated milk as starting ingredients. What the hell? That's the starting ingredients? How could there be more?
Yum. And they charge you $8 for it. You got sucked into Jesse Jet? Well, who wouldn't? Oh my God, we love Jesse Jet here.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Jesse.
Jesse's the shit.
Is this a House of Parliament that's a cheap building for sale? Successful people, unsuccessful people, and people who love cats I'm going with people who love cats. What about you, Shanda?
That's right, dude. I have so many cats now. I have 6 cats. I have 3 indoor cats and 3 outdoor cats now.
Farmers arrest the sheriff for trying to evict a woman from her farm on behalf of the insurance company in Michigan, 1952. This is exempt property from seizure. This is a widow's homestead. And that's the way it should be. And that's back in the day, just after the brown shirts were busting unions back in the day. And I'm glad that they did that shit. It was a lot more fun being 20 in the 70s than as being 70 in the 20s. What do you think, Chanda?
Yeah.
Well, you're not 70
52.
yet. Yeah. Yeah, 52. I'm coming up on 66. Can you believe it? Wow. My brother and I are really dreading that. Remember when? Fly Rotate. Remember Mousetrap? That's still a thing. I was walking through Wally World the other day. They still have all those old games, except they've turned them into, they've expanded the SKUs on Mousetrap. They have like Barbie Trap and Ken Trap and Domino's Trap.
What?
And yeah, they do that. High Road to China, fun fact. Tom Skerritt.
What was that?
Huh?
High Road to China. I've never seen it.
I can't remember the actress's name. Maybe somebody in the chat, but that was Tom Selleck back then. Did you know that he's over 6'5" tall? I didn't know that. He's a tall guy.
Okay.
Tall guy.
I didn't know that. What was it a movie about, like Kashmir or something?
Yeah, that was one of those international mystery things that was probably full of propaganda because I can't remember. These are the ice trays that I had when I was a kid. I do remember them, and I used to cut my fingers on those, pulling that little rocker arm back to bust up the ice
I could never get
cubes.
those things to pop.
They sucked, and I'm this old and I'm older. That's an Alpine stereo system, I believe, with an equalizer, and I had something very similar to that in my car. Yeah, that is Alpine. And do you remember these lighters that were beanbag ashtray lighters?
Kind of. It seems like my grandpa had one sitting on his desk or something, you know.
Before your time. And here's yours. You brought this one. I think you have.
In my day, we didn't have GPS. We just drove down old roads till we ended up in a horror movie.
Yeah, no kidding. And that's what it was. And since we've got the GPS now, I can't for the life of me remember how to get somewhere because I'm lazy.
I keep forgetting to put the GPS in the car. It's sitting in the kitchen.
One day you're young, the next day you're sitting on the edge of your bed and that would be me there with a frog guy with the belly. Well, not so much the belly anymore, Chanda. I'm down 18 pounds from a month ago. So
wow.
We have the 70s were great. Great cars, cheap gas, and great music. Do you agree with that? Or
I do agree with that. Yeah, I mean, I was born in the 70s, but hell yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was great.
Back.
And they left out one thing that I need to point out. Great clothes, too. I don't care what you think about bell bottoms, but my San Francisco riding gear was fantastic. Those were the jeans of my day. And
what about Earth shoes? Those flat ass Earth shoes that everybody wore.
Not so much those. I was
not
wearing,
so much those.
Yeah, I was wearing.
You didn't wear those?
No, I can't remember what tennis shoes I was wearing. It's probably Adidas or something. One of my favorite all-time TV shows, and yours probably, Bewitched. And I love these old TV guide Bewitched. Covers. I just wish they would have had the year on those covers. That's the only thing. TV Guide back in the day was the size of a Reader's Digest, and now
they were small,
and
right?
they were comprehensive too, but now they're just impossible. You can't.
I liked the crossword puzzle. They had a crossword.
They were great. They were great. I miss the TV guides. The covers were exceptional. I've been showing them. Last week I had the name of the game. That was original artwork back then, and it was new. It was cutting edge. It was great, and I love the covers of TV Guide. I wish I would have saved one from every year. And you know what, Chanda? I think we're about at
I'm sure somebody did. I'm sure some grandma's got an attic full of freaking TV guides.
What is this? Did you add this?
I did. I just thought it was cute. It's a bunch of flamingos. Come on. You have to smile when you see flamingos.
I do. Pink ones.
Are
they going to a Bernie
cool.
rally? They're going to a Bernie rally too. Probably.
Yeah, they're going to the Bernie rally. That's where they're headed.
Oh,
Yeah, vote blue no matter who. Remember.
And once again, Workers Strike Back should be front and center with all of you. Just get them up on stage, get them to a Bernie rally, get the Workers Strike Back up there, and stop attacks, protest Olympia, Democrat attacks. I'm assuming that it's the fight the rich, it's the tax increase that they want to levy.
It's tax the rich, yeah.
Yeah. So
sure.
April 9th, which is the 9th of April, which is what, in a week or two? No, it's next week. Is it next week? No, week and a half.
April 9th is, I want to say, the following, Tuesday, Wednesday maybe? Tuesday or Wednesday of the following
Yeah, for
week.
those of you in Washington State, if you can make that, please.
If I didn't have immunotherapy, I might actually go down to Olympia for this one, because we don't need more taxes in Washington State. Hell no. We are Taxington.
We don't. We got a couple of minutes.
And I'm so glad that Shama's fighting this.
We got a couple of minutes to fill, like 4 minutes. Can you fill 4 minutes here real quick?
We can. Why don't we shout out our chat and say hi and thank you to everybody. The trailer park's got a shit ton of people hanging out over there, so thank you to the trailer park.
And Beauty and the Boomer still has a shit ton of people too. We do appreciate the numbers here, everybody, because we
do.
We, just to let you know, we probably average live viewers without doubling up. What would you say, Shanda? 120 maybe live viewers across all platforms? Yeah. Right around 100.
Yeah.
And that doesn't seem a lot, but you're special to us, all of you.
Yeah.
And views with all the places we put them, we probably have an average view between 250 and 350 a week. We're being totally upfront about that. I mean, those are not big numbers compared to some of the big shows, but you're all special.
But we don't work like other shows. You know, we bring a lot of media, visuals. We try to do, a lot more comedy than other shows. We're not doing panel shows. And honestly, you and I have been sick. So that really puts our numbers under, because we get cut. Like every time we take a couple of weeks off, YouTube cuts our numbers. But really, we do this for the community. You guys have been with us. Some of you guys have been with us for 5 years. 5 years, every Saturday night, hanging out with us. And Oz, I don't know where I would be without this community that lifted me up and embraced me when I found out how sick I was. Yeah. And I didn't want for anything over the last 7 months. My Social Security has been granted and approved this last week. So, I mean, that's going to be a help to know that I will have a steady, my rent's covered. I won't have to worry about that anymore. So, but you guys just carried me, and I can't imagine, where I would have been without this community. And, I'm going to keep doing this as long as I can. And I know you can. We're tired during the week, but the thought of getting out here with our community and hanging out with, Vic and Jilly and Popeye and Barbara and Ozzy and, everybody, Chris Foster and, all of our Patreons and
Jenny Lynn.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Jenny Lynn and
Vic,
Kate and everybody over on the Rumble. We have 25 watching on Rumble right now. That's awesome.
Rumble.
Thank you guys for joining us over on the Rumble.
Thank you, Rumble. Like I said, we don't spare barking back at either party. We have our we have our moments, but we don't choose favorites on this as far as party goes. It's about our neighbors, and if you want to talk to us and disagree with something we say or have a different view, I'll at least listen. And I'm sure
you might even change my mind. I mean, that's how I've gotten to this point, right? I used to be rank and file, Democrats, everything, and now here I am going, no, screw this shit.
They've been part of the problem going on. Anthony. Beauty and the B&B covers more news than anyone, maybe even T-Lab too. So much info. Yeah, we don't get into the in-depth. This is, like I said.
Yeah, we don't deep dive.
We appreciate the kudos. We appreciate the support. And thank you again, Arim and Kate, once again for your donations this week, tonight.
Yes.
You just keep us going. So, but this is meant to be at least a breath away from the insanity, or at least this insanity with the idea that you can digest it a little easier without getting sick to your stomach or your head falling off. We know this heinous shit's going on.
We try to laugh at it.
It's horrible, we know, but we can't have a steady diet of it every day because that secretes hormones and chemicals in your body that will make you sick. So we're trying to give you a breath and cover the news at the same time. And like Chanda says, we're going to keep doing it. And as we go on, we hope we can get a little stronger and a little bit better at it and more entertaining. And definitely we need more humor. But we are so glad you enjoy the music and the humor we bring. And
I love the music.
Yeah, send anything in that you guys think is warranted. Please absolutely do that. I think we've run out of time. And we are going to head out. Is there anybody we need to shout out particularly here going out? Fingerman's in there, Jenny Lynn.
I know. I haven't seen Fingerman in a while. Mastermind made it. What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining us. Thank you to everybody hanging out over on the Rumble. And if you're watching on Kick or any
Twitch.
of the X channels, thank you so much.
X, over on X, everybody. You keep us from going over the edge, Jilly says. Well, when you decide to go over the edge, Jilly, grab me. I'll go with you. Okay?
yeah, take us with you.
That's where
we're ready to go.
Anyway, we're going to go out with Lexington Lab Band. Chanda, you got last word.
Okay, well, no Trailer Park Pundit Monday. I'm still recovering. You know, I'm doing immunotherapy, and I am getting stronger. I don't have the flu-like symptoms, but I'm still having a lot of bone ache and body ache. So plus there hasn't really been that much content. Just building one show this week has been hard enough. So sorry guys, no show on Monday, but I will try to get back next Monday. I know it's been 2 weeks and I'm sorry. But...
And we're no promises, but we're going to shoot for next week again for Beauty and the Boomer.
Yep.
And I'm going to be getting a root canal on Monday.
Thanks, Jenny.
So I won't be around Monday. Yeah, not looking forward to that. I got to have it, though. It's acting up on me right now. Anyway, we're going out with Lexington Lab Bands. They are a great band.
Hey, fun.
And Chanda, say goodnight.
Bad cookie. Chanda, good night.
Good night,
Thank you guys
everybody.
so much for joining us.
Love you guys. Thank you so much. Have a great week. Stay out of trouble.
Promise She's always worried about things like that. She said it's all in the end and it might as well be my fault. She only sleeps when it's raining, and she screams and her voice is straining. She said, baby, it's 3 a.m. I must be lonely. She says, baby, I can't help but be scared of it all. Sometimes the rains will wash away, I believe it. She got a little bit of something, got us better than nothing. Portrait world, she believes she's got it all. Swears the moon don't hang quite as high as it used to. She only sleeps when it's raining, and she screams and her voice is straining. She says, baby, well, it's 3 a.m. I must be lonely. Sometimes the rain will wash away, I believe. Yes. She believes that life isn't made up of all she used to. Clock on the wall has been stuck at 3 for days and days.